ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಲ್ಲ? ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಕಿರಣ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ. ಎಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ನಾನಿವತ್ತು ರಿಕೋ ವೈನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಈ ವೈನ್ ಯಾರ್ಡ್ನ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮಗೂ ಕೂಡ ವೈನ್ ಯಾರ್ಡ್ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ವೈನ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗು ಮತ್ತು ವೈನ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟು ದ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಕೋ ವೈನ್.
The most exquisite of ours. I'm not sure anybody makes the pineapple wines.
Vipin is joining with us to introduce the Rico vineyard. So welcome Vipin.
Hi, very good afternoon everyone. Welcome to the Rico. I'm Vipin and I'll be your host for today's winery tour and tasting, and I'll also give you brief about brief introduction of Rico and world of wine during this session. Alright, so please come to Rico Chateau.
ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ನಾವಿವಾಗ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಈ ವೈನ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇವರು ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಟು ವಿಪಿನ್, he'll explain you everything detail.
Alright friends, so we are at the vineyard, Rico vineyard. This winery basically was established in the year of 2008, founded by Mr. Basavaraj Girnewar. He is also a founder of Creagen, a leading fertilizer company in India, herbal fertilizer company in India, and that's his prime business. Like everyone, he also has a passion, and he followed his passion, which was towards wine. This is the second unit which is going to open in the Bangalore. You can see the grapes all around. Well, these are the wine making grapes. The wine making grapes always differs from grape what we eat. Like suppose in the market and you want to purchase grape for the eating purpose, I'm very much sure you always look for the grape which has bigger berries, right? Should have a good amount of pulp inside. If it's seedless, it's the best one to eat. For the wine making, it's completely opposite. The berries will be small, seed will be bigger inside, it will have a limited amount of pulp, thick skin, it's very rich in sugar and acidity. Like sugar measuring unit in the grape is called brie. In the normal grape, the sweetest grape what we get in the market, the sugar level will be maximum 6 to 8 brie. The cultivation technique also differs for the winemaking grape and the table grapes. The Rico vineyard is a result of the same passion. The first winery was established in the Vijaypur, which is existing, and it's running successfully, a leading wine company of India from last 12 years, and we are going to open very soon a second winery in Bangalore. The inaugural day maybe will be 15th of August, and post that the place will be open for the wine tourism. In the wine tourism, basically we it's just a package sort of thing for any individual, for a corporate or any sort of family. You know, they can come visit, they can experience the process of the complete wine making. In that, initially we give a brief about the vineyard tour, like what are the difference in the normal grape, the normal eating grape and the wine making grape. Post that, the person, a guided tour will happen of the factory as well, the processing unit, where you can see the process of live wine making. We also offer you, since you had gone through the process, you had seen the grapes, the different varieties of the grape, it doesn't end until the time you don't taste the wine. So what all the wine, we have around 9 varieties of the wine what we make as of now in the Rico vineyard, and you're gonna taste 6 of them during the tasting session. Post that, you can go for the lunch in our beautiful restaurant which is named as the Rico Chateau. We also offer some fun activities during this tour, which are like grape squashing, the grape stomping, crushing of the grape by feet. So this is the entire thing which we are going to provide at the Rico vineyard.
So friends, ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಅವ್ರ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಹಾಗೆ ರಿಕೋ ವೈನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ರು. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಹೇಳಿ, ಇವಾಗ ವೈನ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅವರ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ವೆರೈಟಿ ವೈನ್ಗಳು ಯಾವ್ದ್ಯಾವ್ದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಬನ್ನಿ ನಾವು ಹೋಗಿ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಈ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರನೂ ಕೇಳೋಣ ವೈನ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಹೌ ವಾಸ್ ದ ವೈನ್ ಯು ಟೇಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್?
It was nice. It was tasty. Normally, I'm not a fan of red wine,
ಓಕೆ
but this felt a little sweet and juicy, so it was all good.
ಓಕೆ
And for a moment, you don't feel high, but at a moment, then suddenly it hits you. And now I'm recovering with the water.
ಸೊ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ವೆರೈಟಿ ಆಫ್ ವೈನ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಥರ ವೈನ್ಸು ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೌ ಡಿಡ್ ಯು ಫೀಲ್ ದ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್?
Oh, it's peaceful. It's open area, so I liked it. Normally, the Bangalore is getting crowdy, and this is something you can get out of Bangalore a bit and enjoy, like peaceful time.
ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಕೂಡ ಈ ಜಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ಒಂದು ಪೀಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ವೈನ್ ಯಾರ್ಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಅ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅ ವೀಕೆಂಡ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಫಾರ್ ರಿಕೋ ವೈನ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ August 15th so that you can join and enjoy the wine yard. Friends, we are in the tasting room right now. So we'll be exploring all kinds of wine here. So he'll be explaining what all kinds of wine are there. There is a special wine in this. Let's know about it.
Now we are in the tasting room, and of course we are here after the tour. So definitely, we are very anxious to know about the wine, what we are going to offer. And we have all the premium ones of ours in this tasting session, and what we offer during the tour as well. If I'll start from, whenever we start the tasting of the wine, we always start with the sparkling. Okay. Because sparkling is the lightest among all the wine. Now, if you are having red wine first and then you go for the white and sparkling, probably you cannot figure out the taste of the white and sparkling. Tea after the gulab jamun, you can't figure out the taste of the tea, right? Yeah. So we'll start from the light and we'll go towards the stronger ones.
Okay.
We'll start the tasting with the Rico strong, which is a sparkling carbonated of ours. Okay. Carbonated in the sense the wine has a carbon dioxide, so it's bubbly. Post that, we'll go for a very unique wine of ours, which is a Rico pineapple. Well, I'm not sure any other company in India which makes the pineapple wine, but we are making a successful pineapple wine which is running from years. Pineapple, the most exquisite of ours. I'm not sure anybody makes the pineapple wine successfully in India, but Rico does, and this is one of the most running brand of ours, Rico pineapple, which we are going to taste as the second one. The third one, as I said, we will start with the whites. So we have the Sauvignon Blanc grape, the grape which is also known as the queen of the grape. During the tasting, we'll figure out why the grape is known as the queen of the grapes, what are the character of the grape. Well, post that, we have two individual grapes. We have a Cabernet Sauvignon grape which is known as the king of the grapes. Okay. Why and how, we'll figure out during the tasting. We have our most prestigious wine, the most award-winning wine. The wine recently had got the bronze medal in London World Wine and Spirit Competition, and in Spirit Competition in Delhi in 2022, the wine got the gold. So we are going to taste as the fifth wine, the Rico Shiraz, and the final wine of the tasting will be blend of both. So basically we are going to figure out what the individual grape does with the wine, what the blending does with the wine, and what actually the aging does with the wine. These are things we are going to figure out in this professional wine tasting process.
ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ವೈನ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ವೈನ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟು ವೈಟ್ ವೈನಿಂದನೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ. ಸೌವಿಗ್ನೋ ಬ್ಲಾಂಕ್ ಅಂತ ಇದು ವೈಟ್ ವೈನ್ ಹೆಸರು. ಸೊ ಹಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸರ್ವಿಂಗ್ ದ ವೈಟ್ ವೈನ್ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ಇದು ಬಂದು ವೈಟ್ ವೈನು ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದ್ರ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಬನ್ನಿ ಕೇಳೋಣ.
So we have Sauvignon Blanc now in the glass, the grape which is also known as the queen of the grape.
Okay.
Well, the reason behind this is generally, every particular grape or every fruit generally require a particular climate to grow, right? Like if I'll say the best oranges in India comes from Nagpur, right? The best apple comes from Kashmir, from Himachal. Similar way, grape is also a fruit and it requires a particular climate to grow, except this grape.
Okay.
So in the hottest part of the world, in the coolest part of the world, the country which makes the wine definitely grows this grape because it's very versatile, comes out with any sort of climate, in any sort of condition and in any sort of soil. So this is the specialty of this particular grape, Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay.
Enjoy your wine.
Cheers.
Cheers. Before we start the tasting, there are certain steps to check a good quality of the wine and to know your taste of the wine. The wine is always judged with the 5S parameters. Now 5 S's of the wines are see, swirl, sniff, sip and swallow. In the C, we always check color and appearance of the wine. A young wine always has a light color, whereas a dark one always, aged wine always changes the color and turns towards dark. At the same time, once the wine gets oxidized or spoiled, wine changes the color. So a dark wine can be extremely good and extremely bad as well, whereas a light color wine indicates for a fresh wine. This is the info what we get with the C.
Okay.
The second S of the wine is swirl. Now here we are incorporating the wine with the air so that the aroma should come out from the cup. Apart from that, we also check the viscosity of the wine, the body of the wine, the weight which is going to come on the palate. The third S of the wine is sniff. Here we actually taste the wine with our nose.
No, yeah.
Right. We check the aroma, the fragrance of the wine, the character what we are going to taste while on sipping. So this is the thing we get in advance while nose. Now whether you are having a good wine or bad, you can easily identify from the nose itself. Suppose you take a good, take a sniff of a wine and you are getting some fruity aroma, some flowery aroma, some floral touch, maybe some earthy, smoky, woody, oaky. These aroma always indicates for a good wine. At the same time, if you're getting foul aroma can be rotten egg, can be damp cardboard, can be vinegar. Okay. Any sort of foul aroma always indicates for a poor wine as well. It's very easy to understand. You can't eat the food which has a bad smell. Similar way, you can't drink the wine which has a bad aroma.
Yeah.
This is the thing what we judge in the sniff.
Okay.
The fourth S of the wine is sip.
Sip.
Our tongue can identify just 5 tastes.
Yeah.
Sweet, sour, salt, bitter and pungent. Whereas a human brain can differentiate between 1 trillion aroma.
Okay.
Now we get this aroma always with our sensory organ, and that's how once we take the first sip of our wine, the first sip should be very small with lots of air in the mouth.
Okay.
We do that because tongue has a limited taste, but sensory organ can extinguish between lots of aromas, and this is done by the spinal cord. And warmest wine what we serve is red, and red wine is served at maximum 16 to 18 degrees Celsius temperature, whereas tongue temperature is minimum 37.
Okay.
So once we take a sip of the wine evaporates, and the air what we swirl that takes into sensory organ, we get lot more flavors, lot more aromas in the character. Now this is to know about the wine. If you are satisfied with the color, with the aroma, with the body, with the fragrance, with the texture of the wine, it's your glass of wine. You can drink how you want to. You want to finish your glass in one sip, or you want to enjoy a wine in small sips. It's completely up to you. So this is the thing what we check in the sip. The last S of the wine is swallow. Once we swallow the wine after sipping, how long the taste lingers, that decides the life of the wine. Also the cost of the wine as well. You take a sip of the wine and taste disappears in 5 seconds. Definitely it's young wine, and the cost of the wine should be quite less. At the same time, you are taking a sip of the wine and taste for quite long. It can go up to 30 seconds as well. Definitely this wine has gone for very long aging process, might be aged for 20 or 30 years as well, and definitely the cost of the wine will be accordingly. These are the parameters on which we check the wine, and we are going to judge the wine in the same parameter in this tasting session.
Okay.
So we'll start with this.
Cheers.
Cheers. Small sip with lots of air. We can find the wine, it's a very less in fruity texture, but more of greenish and herbaceous character. What we find, more of vegetative texture, good amount of acidity, balanced fruity notes. This is the wine doesn't have a very long finish, but finish by between 8 to 10 seconds indicates for a medium finish of the wine.
Yeah.
Now suppose you are in a restaurant, you want to order for this particular wine a Sauvignon Blanc. Just remember the 5 S's of the wine. Just you can ask your server, get me a glass of young white wine, because the color is light, should be very light in the body, should be greenish, herbaceous and vegetative, not fruity in the character, should have a medium finish, and probably the server will give you a glass of Sauvignon Blanc. That's how you can know your taste of the wine, and this is about the Rico Sauvignon Blanc.
ಸೊ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ವೈನ್ನು ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಒಂದು ಫೈನಲ್ ರೆಡ್ ವೈನ್ನ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಹಾಗೆ ಒಂದು ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ವಿನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ವೈನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಅದೇ ವೈನ್ನ ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ರಿ, ಪೈನಾಪಲ್ ವೈನು, ಸ್ಪಾರ್ಕ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ವೈನು, ಹಾಗೆ ವೈಟ್ ವೈನ್ ಕೂಡ ಕುಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ವಿನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಶಿರಾಜ್ ರೆಡ್ ವೈನ್ನ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಇವಾಗ.
Before we'll move to the next wine, and we also have some cheese and crackers, the different varieties of the cheese what we have in the table. So these are basically your taste bud cleanser. If we have a damp tongue, right? So it's difficult to taste the next wine and to get the actual taste of the wine. So we have cheese which makes a layer of oil on your palate, and then we have sugar-free crackers which cleans it off completely, and we are ready to sip for the next wine. The similar way, like once you go to the perfume shop and they offer you the coffee beans, so the same concept is the cheese and crackers during the wine tasting. So we'll have a small bite of cheese and crackers and to cleanse our palate, and we'll move forward for the next wine.
ಸೊ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು 2 ಇಲ್ಲ 3 ವೈನ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಕ್ಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಿಮಗೆ ಚೀಸು ಮತ್ತು ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕರ್ಸ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದೊಂದು ಸರಿ ಕ್ಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಹೊಸ ವೈನ್ನ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಆ ಹೊಸ ವೈನ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ಚೀಸ್ನ ತಿಂದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ರೆಡ್ ವೈನ್ನ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ.
Alright, so now we are in the final wine of the tasting, and we have Shiraz in the glass now, the most prestigious wine of ours. As I explained to you earlier, the wine has 2 recent awards, a bronze in London and a gold in Delhi Spirits Competition. Well, the wine is a 3 years old wine, so 2018 vintage wine what we are tasting. Shiraz, as the name suggests, it's a very much Indian name, Indian subcontinent name, other than the Sauvignon Blanc, Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, right? So this name looks much familiar. Yes, it is an Indian subcontinent grape, not Indian, but Indian subcontinent. Well, Indian subcontinent also includes Iran, Iraq, and Afghanistan, these countries as well. That was part of India. And this complete continent, subcontinent, is also known as land of spices.
Yeah.
This is the specialty of this particular grape. The grape was initially, the grape has originated from Iran. That's how there's a city in Iran named Shiraz. There's a river as well with the name Shiraz. So that's the valley where this grape was originated. Now it got the popularity across the world. It's known as a Shiraz in the rest of the world, whereas in France it's known as a Syrah. We'll check out how the wine comes up.
Okay.
It's a 3 years old wine. Generally, the aged wine always, aged red wine always loses the color. So we'll find the color is slightly lighter compared to the other red what we tasted.
Yes.
Now, once we check the body of the wine, similar to the color, even the body will be slightly lighter compared to the young red wines, and that's how we'll find it's a swirl faster compared to the other red wines what we tasted. We'll take a sniff of the wine. Well, as I said earlier, Shiraz is the grape which has come from the area which is known as a land of spices. The first aroma what we find in this particular wine is a spicy character, more of black pepper, clove, cinnamon. Shiraz is also a base for most of the blends of the wine in the world. Generally, if a particular grape is not strong in some character and it requires some other grape to provide the body or texture, Shiraz is the first preference for all those wines. So this is the specialty of this particular grape. We'll take a sip of the wine now.
Yes.
Similar to the nose, same thing what we are getting in the palate as well. The wine has a decent amount of fruitiness, but good amount of spiciness
Yeah.
on the palate. Once the wine gets off, once we swallow the wine, and after a few seconds, it looked like rather having the wine, we were having some of the spices on the palate. So this is the texture of Shiraz. The wine is very smooth, rich and round on the palate, and has a longer finish as well. This is our Shiraz, the Rico Shiraz, the most prestigious wine of ours.
ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ನೋಡೋದಲ್ಲ, ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಇದೇ ಥರ ವೈನ್ನ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ರಿಕೋ ವೈನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ವಿನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ವೈನು. ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ ಒಂಥರ ಸ್ಪೈಸಿ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಕುಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ಲೈಟಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂಥರ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಹಿಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದು ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ವೈನ್ ಅಂತಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಬೇರೆ ವೈನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕುಡಿದಿರ್ತೀರ, ಇದೊಂದು ಯುನೀಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ವೈನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ಪೈಸಿ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಗೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ, ಬಟ್ ಈ ವೈನಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಕೂಡ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ ರಿಕೋ ವೈನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ. ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ನೋಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ನಾವು ವೈನ್ನ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಹಾಗೆ ವೈಟ್ ವೈನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಥರ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ವೈನು ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ವೈನ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೇಗೆ, ವೈನ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆಯೋ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಲ್ವೋ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ವಿಪಿನ್ ಅವ್ರು ನಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ರು. ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ವಿಪಿನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಮೀ ಹೌ ಟು ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ವೈನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೌ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ what kind of wines are there, how to differentiate between the good wine and a bad wine. So that has been a informative video for you people also. So over to Vipin.
Thank you so much for providing us such a experience and patronizing us to reach us. And guys, you all are invited to taste the wines at Rico Winery. We are not very far from the city. We are located just in Yelahanka, and also don't get confused of getting drunk after the tasting session, because you will get easy access with the Ola and Uber to reach down this place and to go back as well. We are located close to Yelahanka.
ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಇವಾಗ ವೈನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಾಯಿತು. ವೈನ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಲಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಬನ್ನಿ ಇವಾಗ ಲಂಚಿಗೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ರಿಕೋ ವೈನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ವಿ, ಹಾಗೆ ವೈನ್ ಯಾರ್ಡ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಹಾಗೆ ವೈನ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ವೈನ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದು, ವೈನ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ರು. ಹಾಗೆ ವೈನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಪಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ, ಲಂಚ್. ಸೊ ಲಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ನ ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ನಾವು ನರೇಶ್ ಇಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಮೀ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೀಲ್ ಬಿ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. So we at Rico Vineyards, we encourage people to have good quality wine and spend quality time with their friends and family here. So that's how the whole concept of Rico Vineyards is here. So as you see, we have laid out a beautiful lunch here. Okay, in terms of food, we are serving multi-cuisine here. So basically focused on Mediterranean cuisine, Indian cuisine, which goes excellent along with your wine. All our food is specifically designed and made, which will paired with along with your good quality of wine of Rico Wines. That's how the food has been paired. To begin with, we are already giving complimentary wine tasting for all the visitors in Rico Vineyard. So feel free to come whenever you want to come. We are open from morning 10 to 10 o'clock in the night. So that's our operational hours as of now. And we can do a free wine tasting and touring with us. And going forward, we will have our package starting for 500 rupees for wine tasting, wine touring. We have a great place for stomping as well. And we have a beautiful lunch menu which is accompaniment along with which pairs absolutely beautiful along with our Cabernet Sauvignon and a good quality wines here. Cheers.
Cheers.
Post 15th August, we will be opening our manufacturing unit right in Bangalore. Location is one of the closest to the Bangalore city. You can reach from everywhere from Bangalore within half an hour to this place. Post 15th, I would expect everything, all the production for Bangalore Rico happening right here.
ಸೊ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ನೀವು ಕೂಡ ಈ ವೈನ್ ಯಾರ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಬಂದು ಹಾಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ವೀಕೆಂಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ನ ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಹಾಗೆ August 15th ಆದಮೇಲಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಓಪನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಬಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ವಾಚಿಂಗ್. ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬ್ಲಿ.